Now, how in the world did that happen? Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you, but yeah, you wasn't streaming the broadcast.
How do you like that? Oh man, I had a unique opening and everything, and all of that went down the drain. That's all right, brother. Man, thank you, man. You sure do
Let,
bail me out a lot, man. I appreciate
let
it.
me let me back on out of here and see if you're streaming now.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay.
Okay.
Oh well, I went through the beginning, and Heavenly Father, thank you anyway. What would I do without that brother? He keeps bailing me out of the fire. Am I broadcasting, Dave? Can you hear me okay? I played Bill Withers' Lovely Day at the beginning of the video. I even sang a little bit for you. Oh, wow. I ain't gonna let it get me down, though. Can you hear me okay, Dave? Can you hear me okay? If not, then I'm looking at the stream and it says I'm stream. Okay, you can. Good. Good enough then. All right. Well, let me just keep going. I just have to keep going. I can't go back and, but I talked about this place right here. I was talking about this. It's a food kitchen, and you can if you from time to time like to help them, you can donate to them. Just make a note of the name of the place and go to the website. Um, they do a good work, and that's the will of the Creator right there, man. If you have a mind if you have a mind to help those less fortunate than you, and this is the place they deal with the lowest of the low, man. People who they ain't got no place to go, ain't got no money, and a lot of them got children. So you can donate, and you can bless your soul, and you can be blessed of the Creator. See, real faithism, helping somebody who's less fortunate than you. That's real faithism right there. And then I was, of course, sharing about the ministry that I have. Just send me an email. Contact information there is right there. Put food ministry in the subject line and give me the contact information. I'll get right on it. So let me shorten the screen here so I can see what else is going on in the chat. Dave, thank you again, man, for bailing me out. I sometimes I wonder, how these things happen because I I'm positive that I'm live and see like right now I've got to share the tab. I don't know. At some point it's going to become ingrained in me to run this software. So anyway, here's my room on fellowship. And I love to just try to use it to give brethren an opportunity just to be a light while we are in this reality, because that's the will of the Father to be a light. I think I have a lot that I'm going to share today that will bless your soul. And these are, I love to use this room as a place where brethren they can redeem the time, they can store up, they can take advantage of the fact that the Creator, He's put us in this reality. And it's like He wants to see what you're going to do. And then according to what you want to do, He honors what you want to do. Spiritually, your free will, that's what it's all about. Here's where I'm going to read from the day. This book right here, I'm going to read from that. A sister put up a post in the room, and I'm reposting what she shared with everybody. And it is a real blessing. I had it come from a book called Radiance Anthology. I don't know how many brethren know about that book, but it's a big blue book like the OAHSPE. And it's, from what I understand, it is anointed. Well, I like to read it and when I first got it and I started reading it, I didn't think it was anointed. And then come to find out that it is, in the sense that there's some angelic revelation and commentary in it. And it speaks of things that certainly resonate with your spirit. And so that's something that I know that I'm going to be drawing from a lot in the future. The thing that I'm going to share today is pretty good, man. I mean, it's pretty good reading. It basically tells you how to really get out of the matrix. Really, really get out of the matrix. All right, so let me. I'm going to share the metaphysical. From the metaphysical, I have a sister that shares a metaphysical word with me. And but before I begin, I want to talk about, now tomorrow's April 8th, and I think that, a lot of people look at it like it's the rapture. It's not the rapture. I think it is a spirit. I think it is a day um, that has some spiritual meaning. April 8th, eclipse. There was some earthquakes in California. Some people seem to think that it could represent earthquake activity. I look at the spiritual side of it. I look for, I seem to think that it's going to be the end of that. I seem to think that spiritual lives are going to be exposed. I seem to also think that that faithless sons and daughters are going to be dealt with differently. I think that something's going to happen in our favor. I know I was reading the OAHSPE Bible the other day, and it talked about, well, the video that I did where I was talking about the elevation, the first, second, third resurrection, and talking about the grades of brethren, and how we know which one that we belong to. And I don't know, Monday it could signal the start of some concrete process that we can see or feel, a higher light, a higher change in our energy. I don't know. I'm hoping, but I really can't say for sure. And I've set my mind to not expect anything, that I'm just going to keep on sharing, trying to be a light. I see the value in it. And if something comes to pass, I at least will be ready for it spiritually. I know that I was reading yesterday in the OAHSPE, and it was talking about the increase in the spirits. Or matter of fact, what was I reading? I was reading, actually, what I might be reading from today may cover the situation in the world today about what we as faithists are experiencing. We're experiencing an increase in earthbound spirits, meaning we're in a situation where it's like you kind of can create your own vortex out of this reality. According to what I read from what I'm going to be reading from, is really interesting. We, according to our thoughts, our desires, how we use our energy, we can create our own vortex out of the present thickness, dark thickness, the earth vortex, so to speak, that keeps people under. There's a vortex in the earth. And I'm going to read this, man. There's a vortex, it's a spiritual thing, and it keeps people from being able to elevate. It's a spiritual thing. It's like a once you get started type of deal. Whatever road you go down, the longer you on that road, the harder it is to get off of that road. That's kind of like the spiritual definition of the situation we're in. But once you turn and you start going against that tide, and you're really creating your own vortex that's pushing you out of the earthbound vortex. See, it's either two ways. It's like you either elevate, and the more you keep doing it, the more you keep practicing it, then eventually you come out of the power of the earthbound, in other words, the atmosphere of the earthbound vortex. It's very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And it was a sister that really helped me to see that. By her posting what she did. Let me go to the metaphysical word because I like to do the metaphysical word where you can treat it, you can make it work to your advantage. You just read it and then think on it, and if you can receive the spiritual meaning of it, then you can make adjustments. You can adjust your worship of the Creator, maybe habits, metaphysical word, things that are found. These are particularly words that are familiar to the Bible, where the it may have one meaning when you read it in the Bible, and then there's a metaphysical meaning to it too. This particular word is garden, and it means the spiritual body in which man dwells when he brings forth thoughts after the pattern of the original divine ideas. This garden is substance of God. So, definition of garden, and then we have the Garden of Eden, a region of being in which are provided all primal ideas for the production of the beautiful, the elemental life and intelligence placed at the disposal of man, although which he is to evolve. So you got the garden, which is the spiritual body. You got the garden, which represents a region of being, which all are provided primal ideas for the production of the beautiful, the elemental life, and the intelligence placed at the disposal of man through which he is to evolve. So you got the garden, which is kind of like the garden that you prune, you fertilize, you dung the soil, that type of thing. And then you got man's body, another type of garden, man's body, his temple, which is the outer expression of the Garden of Eden, what's inside of you. God gave it to man to dress it and keep it. So man's primary work in the earthly conscious is to use his creative power to preserve harmony and order in this world and to conserve his powers for divine direction. So that's a good word. Metaphysical word, garden. Now another one is let's see, garment. Garment, and the metaphysical meaning of garment is the radiation or aura that surrounds the body. Garment. The radiation or aura that surrounds the body. And then there's the historical meaning of the garment or the metaphysical meaning is the individual garment that Jesus wore. No, this is the literal meaning of the garment. It looks like they're giving the literal and the metaphysical meaning of its garment because it says the invisible garment that Jesus wore next to his body, and it was a thought garment woven without a break of his high realization of truth. Okay. So there's a physical and a spiritual meaning here. It says these revelations of truth not only enfolded him, but firmly interlaced the substance of both his spiritual and his body consciousness. Okay, so well balanced, saying that Jesus Christ is well balanced in spiritual and in body consciousness. All right, and then the next word. Oh, wait a minute, I did garden. I did, so I must have uploaded it twice. Oh, no, well-being, 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 metaphysical meaning of well. Jacob's metaphysical meaning, inspiration through the intellect alone. It has the metaphysical meaning of well as Jacob's well. Jacob. I don't know this what it's referring to. It has it has well and then Jacob's. So I think it's referring to Jacob's well. And it says it means inspiration through the intellect alone. Now, this one, I don't really know how to translate it. It sounds like something that we develop by our own, we use our own spirituality to develop what we know. We're inspired to develop what we know through our intellect. I forgot to share the metaphysical meaning of well. The metaphysical meaning of well. All right, so that's good for that. That's good enough for that. Now, the reading, the name of the video is the earthbound vortex. What I was talking about, the earthbound vortex, and this is really, it's really going to be a fun read, really fun. Now, this is it right here. It comes from now. I hope that you probably can't see that too well. Probably better if I go back to the other way. That's probably better right there. So let me make this bigger so I can see it pretty good. Better keep it like this. Now, here is a book here is this reading. It's from the book called Radiance Anthology. And I know that when I first got it, it didn't appeal to me because evidently I must have read from a section that didn't seem to inspire, and I put it down. And then my sister, she posted something in the room about this verse right here that you're looking at. And it's an amazing part of the book because it's basically telling you how to break free of the matrix. It's basically going to tell you how to break free of the matrix. I mean, not that you don't already know. I think that the more that you come into the knowledge of the light, that will do it. And this is like another way of telling you how to do it as well. And it basically has to do with we making a decision. We make decisions. And also the external forces that keep us from being able to be spiritual. There are external forces. The book Radiance Anthology is basically telling you that, there are unseen forces that keep us from being able to be spiritual. And it describes it like once you go down that path of sense self worship, the farther you go down that path, it's harder to break that if you don't find light, if you don't find the spiritual ability to gravitate to the creator, then your habits are going to gain the mastery over you. Your love of the earthly is going to gain the mastery over you. Your interest of the earthly over the spiritual is going to master you. It's going to it's what people call being on a low vibration. The earth, the ability of the earth, and I'm sure, many of you brethren, that the earth, it has the it has the ability to keep you on a low vibration, meaning you won't have any desire for the spiritual. And that's something that I can see every day. That's what makes this a pretty lonely walk for faithists. Me, I learned by looking at people. I really learned a lot by looking. I observe people. I tried to learn by looking at people, among other things. I try to get all the information I can get so I can learn. And the OAHSPE, matter of fact, this book, it says the same thing. It's going to tell you the same thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and start reading this, and I can't highlight it, or let me see, I can't make it bigger. I'm thinking about how I can, if I can do, let me see if I can do something different here. I'm going to see if I can do something different real quick here because I want the screen to be bigger so you can see it. I'm going to try to see if I can. I want it to be much bigger than what I have on the screen. I'm experimenting with some of the files I have right now. And let's see. I don't think I'm going to be able to expand it the way I want. Should have made a file out of it so I could stretch it. I'm just going to have to. Hey, Dave, if you're still here, if you're still in the chat, can you see this okay? Can you read? Can you read what's on the screen? Okay. Let me make sure I have the StreamYard up. Can you read what I have on the screen? Are you able to see it, read it? Let me see. Yeah, I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do. So, all right. So I think that's the best I'm gonna be able to do with this screen. I was trying to really find a way where I can make it bigger. All right. Well, let me go ahead with the reading. I can't find a way to stretch it. You switch tabs. Now a bit better. Blow it up a bit and you will have it. Okay. That's what I'm trying to. Okay. Now the screen that's up right now, is that okay? I'm going to stop moving it. And is that a little better? This screen that I have right here? Or how about this right here? No, I better go back to the other. Stay with this right here. Let me see. Need to make it bigger. Okay, now how about this right here? What I have on the screen right now. Can you read that okay? It has the title, The Science and Power of Vortices. Okay, good. Good enough. Good enough. Thanks. Thanks. Good. Because I can read that, and I should have made another file out of it. I wanted to, but if you say it's all right, then good. Good enough then. Let's go ahead with the reading of the word. This is going to be really good right here. Now, this comes from Radiance Anthology, and it's talking about the unseen power that affects everybody, the earthbound vortex that keeps most people in a darkened state of mind. And then we read the science and power of vortices. The science and power of vortices. Move the screen over here. Bring this screen over here. All right. It says thinking of self. Now remember, I can't highlight it. I can't highlight it because it's not a file, so I can't highlight it. So I'll be able to read all of it. Now that's the problem. I won't be able to read all of it. I gotta click it. Oh man. I gotta click it so I can get all of it. Hey Dave, I gotta leave it like this because I can't read all of it. Man, I hate that. Okay, anyway, I'm just trying to do the best that I can. Hopefully, anyone listening, you can just follow along. I know you probably can't see the screen that well, so I have to just read it. Now it says, thinking of self, desiring for self, willing and working to gain. Okay, thanks, Dave. It says, thinking of self, desiring for self. I'm up near the top. Willing and working to gain to or accomplish for self creates a mental vortex of force to the physical center of the focus, which is the self. This mental vortex of thought, feeling, and determination, like the magnetic vortex of the earth, binds everything to the earth, the physical body. Consequently, when a man dies, he finds he is this mental vortex, earthbound by a lifetime of self interest and self seeking. So basically, how we are shaped by the things we think about, and our desires, our feelings, and we don't know that there are contributing factors that are spiritual and unseen that keep us on a level, like we say in the world, your lower vibration. And when you get enough brethren, enough people thinking like that, it's kind of like it adds strength to the earth bound vortex that keeps you unable, it makes you unable to ascend spiritually in your thinking, which will deliver you from this downward force that works to keep you on a low level. That's, April 8th, it could work to where the creator, he breaks that earthbound vortex power. We don't know. It could be where he breaks that vibration over us so that our light becomes greater than the darkness around us. It sounds like what it might be saying. Now, I don't know if you can see my cursor. I just, the spirit just did. You see that little button over there? Click on that and it'll make the text bigger. a little icon with the magnifying glass. If I say click on that, and you'll see the text a little bigger. But then I'm gonna have to decrease it again in order to get to the bottom of the screen. But I'll take what I can get. Anyway, it says the comparatively few persons who forget self and sacrifice and work for others, whose desires and aspirations and activities are for the welfare of all humanity, create a vortex that exalts them into the finer zones of spiritual force away from the planet. So that's the hope of faith that's right there, because we're working to get out of that lower vortex, that downward pressure that keeps you in a low vibration where you are tied to your lower sensitivities, where you're critical, you're somebody that's hard to deal with, you're kind of like in your own world. It makes you hard to be able to deal with others. It keeps you from elevating in your spirit. It's a spiritual earthbound vortex that brethren are under. And the only thing that can break that is the light of the Creator. It's like, in other words, the Creator, he's got to give us the knowledge that we're under like a force, even up until now, until we come into the light and we see the situation we're in. If we don't want to see the situation we're in, we ain't going to be able to do anything about it. He says there's a downward pressure on people that keeps them away from thinking on spiritual things, much less being able to act on what is affecting you negatively. He says here that there are a few, and they forget their self, meaning they are selfless in sacrifice and work for others. And that's what delivers them out of the earthbound vortex. It seems like that's the whole key right there. If you get into that mindset where you can bring yourself to esteem your brethren, to serve one another, I mean, that's like the whole agenda right there. That's the whole thing of life right there, man. That's the whole thing. That's the Etherean realm. That's the highest realm. That is what it'll remove you from the downward pressure that's on men's mind to destroy himself and keep him in a state of self-destruction. As simple as that, man. As simple as that. You gotta love the way the Creator, he makes it pretty easy, man. Pretty easy. The way you change that earthbound vortex is just turn around and start thinking of how you might be able to serve somebody or do for somebody or help somebody. That's why in my room, it makes me grieve so much. It grieves me. I mean, I'm glad that I have it, but it's so many brethren in there that don't take advantage of it. You don't see no value in sharing. You may, the sister, I'm doing this video because I got a sister in there and she brought this information out. And now look, I'm doing a video. Who knows how the Creator will use it? He used her. Now I'm trying to do a video and who knows who it may reach. And we're going to read further where it says that really it takes only one. It can take only one spirit, man, to change our whole reality, become a sun vortex, SUN. Brother who don't see the value of that room, think that you're supposed to just be entertained, come in and read, and you don't see the value of ministering to somebody else. That's what it's all about. And you have to praise the Creator because He says that brethren who do that, they're the ones that He's going to harvest. He said that brethren who do that, they are going to be the ones that He harvests. Oh, don't want to make it smaller. Made it smaller by mistake there. Okay, so let me keep reading. It says there are the comparatively few persons. Will it let me increase it? Oh, good, it will. It'll let me increase it. All right. It says you can see my cursor. It says the comparatively few persons who forget self in sacrifice and work for others, whose desires and aspirations and activities are for the welfare of all humanity. Look at this. It says you are creating a vortex. When you have these aspirations for the welfare of all humanity, and certainly when you sharing the light, man, that is for the welfare of all humanity. It's like the whole issue of life, man, is whether you will live for yourself or will you have a mindset that when you are presented with an opportunity to be a blessing to your brother, whether you will take it, and the Spirit will give you that opportunity. That's what life is. You meet brethren, brothers and sisters. They come into your life. They may have needs. They may not. They may just need you to be a friend. They may need you to help them find the Creator. And that's your opportunity. That's our opportunity right there, man. That's our opportunity. That's what it's all about, man. Taking advantage of your opportunities, keeping in mind that the will of the Creator is He is checking you out to see whether or not what you will do with the opportunity you have. Now, the earthbound vortex, it makes you think of your own interests first. And it's a real spiritual pressure. Check out what it's going to say when I get down to the part about the nebulae and the well-formed spirit. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to keep reading. It says, those who work for the welfare of all humanity, they create a vortex that exalts them into the finer zones of spiritual force away from the planet. See, that's why, brethren, they work. That's why I can't say that's why, because I think that who knows the ways and the whys, the Creator will put a spirit spark in one brother or sister and not another. Or we all have it, but then there's some who germinate and some who don't. It's kind of like that earthbound vortex. It seems like that earthbound vortex, some people come under it, they can't get out of it. And faithists, they come out of it. They're able they're able to come out of that downward pressure that keeps them from being able to operate on a higher level spiritually. Simple as that. It's a mystery. I think that the decision is for any brother and sister in order to elevate, to come out of self worship, man worship. You have to simply just begin to meditate and pray, to just be conscious of the creator. I think that's all it is, man. Just be conscious. Just begin to have a dialogue with the creator. Just begin to have a dialogue. And then that gets that vortex upwards started. I think that faithless brothers and sisters, every single day, man, they get that vortex going. They're conscious to pray, to think on the creator, to meditate, to do something spiritual, and they just keep that vortex going, man. As simple as that. They just keep it going. Keep it going. I think that when you read the OAHSPE Bible, it talks about Anra Mainrus, and Anra Mainrus is her name. Anra Mainrus, who gave us the Hebrew tetrax, which is a form of Satan, if I'm not mistaken. Anra Mainrus in the OAHSPE Bible, a God who gave us the Hebrew tetrax. These are vibrations, the lower vibrations, the fleshly vibrations. And the OAHSPE, it says that we won't be able to overcome it until a certain time in the cosmic era, which is where we are right now. Old age helps you to overcome those negative vibrations, the Hebrew tetrax. It helps us to overcome those vibrations. But you got people who are young people who are faithless too, who tend to be more subject to those evil vibrations than older faithists. So there's a biological element to what I'm talking about as well. The older you get, the more softer, the more easygoing, the more power you have to oppose the earthbound vortex that affects you in your mindsets. You have a greater, and even for older people in the world, you look at them, they're pretty much chilled out. They're not, their hair is not on fire the way younger brethren are, a lot younger in age. They they have a calmness to them. At least a lot of them do. And so that's where the the seasons of life, they help a spiritual brother out a lot, because we do battle with the Hebrew tetrax, the mindsets, the sensitivities that get in our way. We try to be spiritual. We try to focus. We want to elevate on the creator. And then there's some issue that presents itself and it throws you off. That sort of thing, meant to bring you down a couple of levels. That sort of thing. It says that when you get that vortex, that spiritual vortex going, you start with that thought and you fan it into flames. That's you elevating out of the gravitational pull of the earth. That's you coming out. You coming out when you go against the grain. If you go against the grain, man, instead of giving in to your natural desires, if you can go against the grain, you're home free, man. You know that? You want, above all things, people, we want to be home free. We want to escape those. A lot of things, that's where regret come from. You have regrets. We want to do away with those forever. It says those that elevate like that, it says they gain the liberty of sons and daughters of the eternal. Those that gain, it says they gain the liberty of the sons and daughters of the eternal. So you see what's going on here? This is a beautiful thing. Man, this is a beautiful thing. We are so blessed to know this truth. It says only those with some strength of soul have been able to rise above the terrible tidal wave of the vortex of selfishness, which dominates the thoughts, desires, and determinations of the people of earth and rise to freedom. Hey, Steph. Hey, good to see you, sis. Good to see you. Glad you're here. I ain't gonna let y'all make fun of me for not sharing the tab because I'm getting a little better. Little better. I know y'all waiting on me to make fun of me, but I ain't gonna let you. I'm getting a little better. So it says, again, only those with some strength of soul have been able to rise above the terrible tidal wave of the vortex of selfishness, which dominates the thoughts, desires, and determinations of the people of earth and rise to freedom. Isn't that something? This is something else because that's what the world is. It's a terrible shame. It's a terrible shame. It's a terrible shame. The selfishness, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but there was a time when I began to notice that everybody, they have their own interests at heart. When they're dealing with you, you might come across people, they're really nice and they are really charismatic with you, and they make you feel like you're just, you're one of the best people they've ever met, and then they come out with the real reason at some point. Hey, brother, I'm a little short, man. You got $15? Can you loan me? See, the agenda comes out. It's called buttering you up, and then they come out with the real reason why they came at you that way. It's usually some agenda, man, and it's the most terrible thing because the creator is saying that's a person who, now, people sometimes, I might get down on people who need to borrow. They need to borrow every now and then. I was in that position. You know, there are people who need to borrow a little cash now and then. You know, I understand that. But then there are people who are just on their lower, they want to see what they can get out of you. And that's where faithists can get into trouble. Because we're called to basically, you know what I mean? I don't even know if I want to go into it. We're supposed to be selfless and transparent. And you show the world that, and they will make a beeline to you. They call us a sucker. Hey, man, hey, Yaquad, man, that dude is a sucker, man. You could go ahead, you can get anything you want off of him. He's a sucker, man. And I'm sure the creator know it. But he tell us, hey, he said in the OAHSPE, he said something about if somebody asked for your land. I remember reading that in the OAHSPE. The creator said, give it to him. Now, I have to be honest, man. I need help, man, because I wouldn't do it. Somebody come up to me, hey, I need your house. I can't imagine me handing over my house, man. I can't. I need help with that. I remember when I took pity on these two people that were homeless. I went out to the park one day, they were homeless, and I wanted to exercise a little mercy to them. And all I know is at the end of the day, I regretted it. That's all I remember about what happened back then. Now, I know it's not the same way with everybody, but it did teach me that, well, what it taught me is I learned to begin to exercise, I learned to examine a brother or a sister, meaning you want to get at their real motivations. It taught me not to be a fool. Try not to be a fool to size up a brother or sister and use my best understanding to get at their motivation for why they are dealing with me the way they're dealing with me. And I exercise, and I think it served me well. I think it has served me very well. And if I could share with anybody, I would offer them the same advice that you don't have to play the fool, man. You know, or the world will chew you up fast. I mean fast. Why don't you go out and try it? If you don't learn how to exercise some discernment, man, you're going to get eaten alive. Now, I think that we can do charity. I but I'm just saying, boy, you have to be careful and pray and ask the Creator, please, let me walk wisely, because I live in a reality. We live in a reality that people are quick. They're fast on their feet when it comes to deceiving, when it comes to deception. I'm sorry to have to say that, but that's the way it is. Let me keep reading. And it's talking about brethren here who can elevate in their spirit while you're in this reality. While you are in this reality, if you can somehow learn to deal with your brethren righteously and for their benefit, you are punching your ticket that says admit one out of the earthly atmospheric realm into the realm of the third resurrection and etheria. You are punching your ticket. You are punching your ticket for the reality that that really the whole world wants to be in. But they don't understand that you have to work for it. Brethren, we got to work for it. We got to, every day, man, we got to work for it. We have to work hard to try to love, to spread the light and love and the peace and the knowledge. You got to work for it. I'm sorry. It says, as the majority of persons born through the ages have been of selfish or self-centered type, the magnetism of the Earth's vortex near the Earth has been overcrowded with the earthbound minds of the people of the Earth. See where we live. You see where you live. That vibration is crowding us out, meaning it could affect us and bring us to that point where now our light is out. It says this composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the Earth's vortex. This astral vortex, it said the composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the Earth's vortexes, but of a greater velocity and sentient substance. So here's something interesting here. It says this composite of minds developed an astral vortex. So let's see if we can chop this up just a little bit. Go back up to the beginning where it says, as the majority of persons born through the ages have been of the selfish or self-centered type, the magnetism of the Earth's vortex near the Earth has been overcrowded with the earthbound minds of the people of the Earth. This composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the Earth's vortex, but of greater velocity and sentient substance. So it sounds like it's saying that the there's something spiritual. This is something about a spiritual vibration, a sense consciousness of the earth developing faster than the faithless consciousness. It says its inward driving force crystallized a planet of this dark sentient substance at its core. So explaining where we are right now, I mean, we're in a, if I may digress for a second, it's like it's saying we have been born into a, like, I guess like the OAHSPE says, a GIA, AGI or GIAY, a darkness, a sentient darkness, a substance that shapes our mentality. We're born into it. It's crystallized into this planet. A dark sentient substance at its core. This explains people, is what it's saying. It explains people, why we are under the vibrations we are under, why we are under such self consciousness. We are under ourself, is what it's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems pretty easy to me. Oh, I clicked on it. Click back on it. Hold on. It explains, man, you got to really, we are only getting this overstanding because we desire it. And this is what's lifting us out of the earthbound vortex. You, brethren, are being lifted out right now. You being lifted out of the earthbound vortex. This knowledge right here, it is producing in you a spiritual sentience, like my sister uses sentience. It's creating a vortex in us. And as long as we keep fanning it into flames, then that it elevates us out of the earthbound vortex. It's like a rolling ball downhill. Once you get started and you build up, then the easier it gets. Well, I don't know if it's the easier it gets as it goes downhill, but you get further and further away from the earthbound vortex that keeps you on a earthly level. It keeps you from being able to be about the will of the Creator, which is to be a light everywhere you go, to spread it, to serve your brethren, not to try to raise yourself up above somebody else. And that is hard in this reality to do, where everybody wants to be number one. Let me see. ASAP says, I believe that we are coming along to the Creator. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I hope that April 8th has something to do with that. Might not, but I do believe that eventually, that, I mean, somehow there's a harvest coming up in 2049. And not to say that before then, there's not some movement one way or another for faithless brothers and sisters. I think there's going to be some manifestation. There's going to be some manifestation, some move on the Creator to, because I think that with the the confluence of events of the world, that the Creator is showing us that darkness is on the rise. I think that's one thing He's teaching us, is that darkness is on the rise. And so, as a matter of fact, I'm going to pick up the reading here because it says that, if I understand it correctly, that's what the Creator is going to do. That the darkness is going to be on the rise, but the light is going to be on the rise faster. And then that's what's going to overcome the dark vibration. Watch. I'm going to keep reading. It says, as the majority, it clicked off again. Let's increase it again. But now it won't let me get to the bottom of the screen. I can't get to the bottom of the screen. Let me see. Oh, well, I'm going to have to decrease it when I get towards the bottom. It says, as the majority of persons born through the ages have been of selfish or self-centered type, the magnetism of the Earth's vortex near the Earth has been overcrowded with the earthbound minds of the people of Earth. This composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the Earth's vortex, but of a greater velocity and sentient substance. Its inward driving force crystallized a planet of this dark sentient substance at its core. In this core, men who develop dictatorial. Okay, I got to go out of the chat. I'm not going to see if you brethren post anything because I'm going to enlarge the screen in hopes of trying to. That's not going to work either. To get to the bottom of the page here. So I got to decrease it. Man, I got to decrease it a lot. I can't even see it. Facebook, man, you got to do better. I don't have a way to get to the bottom of the screen. Come on, Facebook. Come on, man. I was even doing it before. What happened? I can't scroll it. Man, Facebook. Come on, man. No, that's not it. Okay, I have to. It's real small now. You probably can't. You probably can't read it. I have to read it. It's got to be decreased before so I can read the whole thing. So let me pick up again. It says, as the majority of persons born through the ages have been of selfish or self-centered type, the magnetism of the Earth's vortex near the Earth has been overcrowded with the earthbound minds of the people of Earth. This composite of minds developed an astral vortex like the Earth's vortex, but of greater velocity and sentient substance. Its inward driving force crystallized a planet of this dark sentient substance at its core. In this core, men who develop dictatorial wills of mighty force, while on Earth united to form what might be called a black crystal throne of deception and evil, whose satanic dominion has captured the world and has inspired the world's leaders to engage in the universal destruction of civilization and humanity. This dire fate would now culminate had not the will of the Almighty benevolence foreplanned the development at this time of a sun vortex of benevolence and given it power to expand from the very core of the earth outwardly with ever increasing in velocity until the vortex of darkness and selfishness would be disrupted and destroyed, and the myriads of souls bound in its coma of inertia are awakened, liberated, and whirled out to states of liberation and progression. The almighty vortex of benevolence is now active universally. The dominance of the vortex of selfishness has been awakened, and the darkness which is hidden the realm of soul reality. So let me go to the other page. Go to the other page. So basically, up until now, it's just saying that the light is bringing about, is exposing the dark, the selfish, the earthbound downward pressure, the earthbound downward pressure that until now has kept the light of the benevolence, has kept it from being able to expose and overrun the darkness of the earthbound vortex. Basically, if I'm not mistaken, sounds like that's what it's saying. Now let me see. So let's shorten this screen. I gotta click on it. And make this bigger. Okay, I can't change it if I make it bigger, so I gotta. Let's see, I can't see the chat now. Okay, now I got it to where I can see everything, but let me see. I can't make this. I gotta make this. Can't see it all the way. Gotta stretch it. All right. I don't know. I can't make it any bigger. I'm trying to get the whole thing up to where you can see the whole thing. I can't do it, but I hope you can read what I got up here on the screen. So it says about to be talking about the earthbound vortex is about to be dissipated forever so that mankind can live and act benevolently on earth as the angels in heaven. It says a whirlwind whirls dust to its center on the sidewalk and shows how planets are made. The motion of the wind forms a vortex, which is like a whirlpool in water. The will of the Creator sets vortices whirling in space, forming comets, which gather and condense the elements to create planets. Vast fields of nebula are visible in the sky, whirling vortices of positive and negative forces, which are creating suns for the eons of the future. By means of vortices are all things created, from atoms to suns. Look, thoughts, desires, passions, and purposes also create vortices in a more ethereal medium. What you think, just like when we read the Angel of Wisdom, I think it talks about how your thoughts are as powerful as thunderbolts or Your thoughts are as powerful as a thunderbolt. Your thoughts. It says a vortex takes many forms from the time it flies forth as a comet until it drives a cool, habitable planet. The vortex of a planet sustains its rotation by its pressure towards the center, creates what is called gravity. A moon vortex is circular and open. A sun vortex is bipolar. Its force expands outwardly until it becomes negative when it flows back inwardly to its center. This master vortex holds and sustains the planetary vortices and their planets within its field of influence. It says human beings, like planets, are the focus of a vortex. Most are self-centered, and their prayers, desires, and ambitions are for the good of self. It says comparatively few persons are moon vortices. They are doorways through which spirits can communicate with or materialize to mortals. They may be mediums or spirits of the lowest order or of the spirits of the highest order. Let me read it again. It says they may be mediums or spirits of the lowest order or of spirits of a higher order or as prophets of the angels of heaven, all according to personal qualities or soul unfoldment. It says it is possible for a human being to become a sun vortex. As such, he would be polarizing a whole world of souls, awakening, liberating, and inspiring their progression as planets in his soul's expansive influence. Only one such master vortex is needed to polarize into unity and harmony all the souls on earth and in the heavens of the earth. Not until this time has it been possible for man to become the center of a sun vortex and begin to form the inhabitants of earth into such a mighty pleroma, which means fullness, a solar system of divine power in space. All right. So that's it. That will conclude the reading of this word called the earthbound spirit, the earthbound vortex. And so basically, to summarize, we are under, right now, we're in a situation and have been, and I have to think that it's ever since, now I could be wrong, but ever since that God, Anra, Mainra, gave us the Hebrew tetracts. Now I could be wrong, because Satan can be in us. We could worship. I perceive that a lot of spirits in this reality, we worship Satan, which is us, which is the Satan in us, our own desires, our self will. That's called Satan. And then on top of that, we have been given by Anra Mainrus, of the god Anra Mainrus, the tetracts, the mindsets, the greed, the lust, the desire, the desire to rule over, the desire for being evil. And these things it seems that what we have just read says that these are the forces that are part of that earthbound vortex. It keeps us under. And there are very few of you brethren who are able to go against that, to where you got this type of spirit in you, you got this type of mindset where you want to learn so that you may do what is right by your brother. You simply see the creator in everything, everybody, and that he don't put a desire on you to turn away from trying to serve yourself. You want to serve yourself. You want to be on top. You want to have power and authority over people. I mean, you you don't want that. You want to go against the whole world. That's because that's what the whole world seeks. That's what the whole world seeks. They want to be acknowledged. They want to be famous. They want to be rich. They want to be known. They want to have power. They want you to look at me. Look at how great I am. According to the OAHSPE, it says that is the spirit that's in all the world. And sons and daughters who elevate, they go against that. Simple as can be, man. We get ready to see a world war among men because of the Hebrew cataracts, the mindsets, the desire, the self-survival mode. Simple as that. As simple as that. Every day is an opportunity for you brethren to work against that. You could be a sun vortex right where you are, just simply by going against the order of the reality that we live in. As simple as that. Correct me if I'm wrong, man. That's all it's all about, man. It's all about what we can do to serve our brethren. And that is what delivers us out of the earthbound matrix. That's it right there. And when you get started, you get that vortex started in you. If you keep it going, then you get stronger and stronger so that it's obvious you never going back. You're never going to go back to the earth, man. You're too far gone. You're going to go to the third resurrection and then go to Etheria. Correct me if I'm wrong, man, but that's how I read it. And you're going to be home free. You're going to be home free, and we want to be home free, brother. We want to be home free, man. You know, we want to be in our community by the ocean. Everybody you see is your best friend. Vegan hot dogs on the beach. You know, that's the kingdom of God, man. That's the kingdom of God. That's what it's all about, man. As simple as that. As simple as that, man. That's all it is. Anybody have anything they want to say or share or add on the video? Let me put the link in the room. I put it in earlier, but let me do it again. Before I close the video, let me put the link in the room. That was a fun reading, man. I love that. I love it. Yeah, I believe that we are coming online to the Creator. He said that. The Creator. He said that our community is going to get bigger and bigger. They're going to get bigger and bigger, man. You know. All right, I got Dave. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, there you are, brother. Yeah, good reading today. That was very, very intuitive, and everything you said was correct.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. That was fun, man. See, that's why. I mean, that's the theory of food we ate. I got to have that, man. You know, I mean, this helps me to understand that account in the OAHSPE where it said that the angels were trying to feed the babies, and the babies didn't want the type of food the angels were trying to feed them. They wanted, I forget, the earthbound food, or you remember, Dave, what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, they wanted the earthbound atmospheric food.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so I believe it was, I'm not sure exactly which god it was that was on the throne at that time, but he was an Etherean god And he told the ASAS to go get, things that they were used to eating, like worms and whatever, and fish and things like that to feed them with. And then eventually introduce atmospheric and plant-based substances to them. And when they did that, things started, they started getting more spiritual that way.
Yeah. Didn't the Creator tell them when you go to feed them, don't bring them to the fish market or something like that?
Yeah. Don't let them go by themselves, because all they'll do is just go in there and feed and not want to come back out and do any work.
Yeah. 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 So, what do you think about the earthbound vortex?
What you was talking about was Anromanius,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The evil creator of blood and bone. That's found in Zarathustra. I believe Zarathustra had a conversation with Ahura Mazda.
Hey, all right. I'm sorry for interrupting, man. Look who just checked in. My brother. Good to see you, bro. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Dave. Give me a second. Would you hold that thought
Sure,
about
sure. Yeah,
Zarathustra
go right ahead.
and Romanians? Um, hey, Chuck. Have you been getting my messages on the phone? I don't know if you've been getting my messages. I've been sending you messages, but I don't know if you're getting them. Have you been getting them? I see you going to bed, but can you answer that before you check out? I'll let him just he'll probably answer. You see, Asenath, she says there's a scripture in the Bible that says in the last days everyone will. Okay, my brother says I've been in here always sitting the time out chair. Oh, okay, you've been getting my messages? Okay, good, 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 good. All right, relax, bro. All right, getting ready for bed. I understand that. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for checking in, man. Thanks for checking in. Enjoy the chat while you as long as you can. And then Ace of that, she said there is a scripture in the Bible that says in the last days everyone will worship the Creator. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
So I was going to say something.
You're
Oh yeah,
talking about Zarathustra and Romania
yeah.
and right. Yeah.
This Enromanius is the evil creator of blood and bone. You see, but he's corporate, so he's going to disincorporate eventually.
Hey, Dave, let me jump in for a second. Hey, bro, on your messages that I was sending you, I was saying you might want to take a vacation because tomorrow being the 8th and the area where you live in, they call that the San Madrid Fault. Now, there's been some conversation about possible earthquakes, the solar eclipse triggering earthquakes. And you live right along, if I'm not mistaken, Cincinnati, the Ohio area, parts of West Virginia, even down to Indiana. is part of the San Madrid fault. Okay, you saw that? Okay, so I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people talking a lot of stuff. And I think it's wise to always, you know, don't despise, even if people are talking crazy. Don't despise it, but wait until the event passes. Treat it with respect, and then if it don't come to pass, then well, that's all good. But to treat it with respect before it comes to be, because it could be something. Might not, might, you never know. Okay, as long as you get my message, is good. I'm glad. All right, brother. Thanks for checking in again. Good to see you. I'm sorry, Dave. I just had to share that with my brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was looking for something in OAHSPE, see if I can share it, but I'm not sure I can or not.
What is it? Where's it at? You want me to get it?
Uh, yeah, type in. I think I'll have to find it.
Okay.
Let me see if we can do it this way,
Okay.
cause I want to see if I can get this dadgum thing to work right here.
Okay. Well, I'm right here, brother. Any way I can help you. When you going to get up and running?
Like I say, I'm not quite sure.
Uh huh.
Let's see here. Going down, going down. Maybe try.
Just let me know if I can jump in, okay? I'm pulling up the OAHSPE now.
131.
Hey, Asenap, yeah, I know that uh, there's a map in the OAHSPE where it talks about the kingdom overspreading the whole world. There's a diagram, and I know you've probably seen it. There's a diagram in the OAHSPE where it talks about, and a lot of it has to do with what I talked about tonight, where basically it describes like a sun vortice spirit. I think that's what's going on right now because we're spreading. OAHSPE brethren, faithless brethren are spreading. I got to take a time out here, Dave, while you get that. Let me
Okay, yeah, go right ahead.
the old water bill. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, see if you can hear my screen here. See if it comes up.
I think your screen will come up and then I put it on my screen.
Okay, we'll try it that way.
I think you have to click on my link somehow.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
I gotta change, matter of fact, I gotta change the screen. I think I have to change it so that it will allow for you to bring out whatever it is you want to put on the screen. You have to learn how to send it, I think. Hey, are you on your StreamYard?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm on your StreamYard, I believe. Okay, select the tab.
Hey, Snaps, that post you put up, you said there was a scripture in the Bible that says in the last days everyone will worship the Creator. Are you talking about the OAHSPE or are you talking about the Bible? If he's still there.
Okay, I've got share screen on, and I hit the tab. But I think you've got to.
Yep, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. And let's
All
see.
right.
Now, if you can blow it up just a bit.
All right. Hold on a second. Let me now I
Or
gotta
maybe
figure
I
out.
can.
Or yeah, you have to. You have to. I can't manipulate it.
Picture in picture. Let's see. Maybe I have to go this way. No, nothing on
Because
that.
I see it. I see it, but I can't read it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to read. Now, let's see if I can read it here.
Okay, hold on a
Okay.
second. I think I might have figured it out. Hold on. Or nope, that wasn't it. I thought it was something on my end, but it's not. I ended up putting my let me uh let me see if I hit this button here. Nope, that won't do anything. I'm gonna start
Well,
putting some.
at least I learned how to get something on your screen.
Yeah, we're making progress, man. We making we making some progress. I'm just sitting up here punching buttons to see what happens because I can see your screen now, but I can't read it.
I can just barely read it. Okay, we'll try that button. Whoops. Nope, didn't do it either. Now, let's see here.
Well, take your time, brother. I'm here. Oh, look at this. I can see it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see your
Cursor?
screen. I can see, let me see. I don't see your cursor. I see your screen.
Oh, okay.
So
All I can't see anything but what I got up there. Huh.
can you read what you got up there?
Yeah, well, I can try. It's
I can read it. I
very
can read it.
small.
I can read it easily.
Okay. Start at 21:9:17.
It says Zarathustra inquired of Ihua Mazda, saying, "Is evil evil? Is good good?" Ihua Mazda said, "Evil is evil to man, but evil is not evil to Mazda." And then it says, "Good is good to man, but good is not good to Mazda." Now, Mazda is the creator, right?
Correct.
Mazda is the creator God, Mazda. It says
Uh,
only two conditions are before Mazda: neither good nor is neither evil nor good. It says, but right and unright. Oh, I remember this. I love this. I love it, man. Either right or unright. Or Mazdi, or wait a minute, I read it wrong. It says, but right and unright. To Ormazdi, that which man calls evil is unright. To Ormazdi, that which man calls good is right.
Now I gotta see if I can move that down a little bit so you can continue reading.
Okay. It says, Ahua Mazdi went on explaining, saying, for the sake of understanding, O Zarathustra, for the sake of not confounding, you shall call evil evil and good good. Hear me then, my son. Verse 19, without green fruit, none could be right. Without evil, none could be good. So Ramasi created all creation and called it good. But lo and behold, there was nothing to do. All things never moved, as if dead. All things were as nothing. Then Armasti, verse 20, then Armasti blew his breath outward, and every created thing went into motion. And those at the front were called all good, and those at the rear were called all evil. Thus the Creator created the good motion or good creation and the evil creation, the Ihuamasi and the Anramainus, Manius. And then you have chapter 10, God's Word.
Yeah, there you go. So that's the origin of Enromanius.
Right. So it sounds like the origin of Anramainus was to contribute to our understanding of why both have to be.
Yeah.
That without evil, then there would be no, in this case, in other words, it's like the reason why we can't just, you know, sit back and just let the creator do everything for us.
Okay, let me see if I can take
Does
that
that
back
make
off. Stop screen.
Okay, I think I do that. Let me see if I hit this button. Yeah, it's
No,
off now.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you did
did
it.
just stop sharing.
Yeah. See, we making a little progress.
Now we're getting there.
When you going live, man?
Like I say, I don't know. I'm still working on that. I got a lot of things on my plate. I'm still trying to get that synopsis going on that raw material that you asked me about. This law of one is
Oh yeah.
is definitely not a deity.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Oh, because I was
Uh,
looking at the video.
yeah, the guy on the video put up Ra on the throne because they do that to do the equation. But this spirit complex, as Ra calls himself or itself, is a sixth density. And that would equate in the OAHSPE with the Otians.
You got me now. Who are these people?
The Otians?
Yeah.
They're high-raised gods that are being... Okay, yeah, put up your OAHSPE and type in C2. CTU. And it'll take you to a section where Fragapati is talking to C2, an Otian.
CTU?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you're going to have to share that screen or share that tab.
Okay. Hold on one sec. Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. Now, I'm looking for C2, right? CTU?
CTU, right.
Okay. Now, I got 227 hits. And
Yeah, just keep going through the hits.
okay, what am I looking for?
Where Fragapati is talking to CTU or C2.
Okay. A lot of it is part of a word. Okay.
Whoop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it right there, chapter 17.
Okay.
Yeah, you can start reading that.
Okay. It says on the way to Zeredho, Fragapati and his hosts and the Avalanza were joined by a ship of a billion explorers from the North regions, 1,000 times further than the North Star of the seventh magnitude of light, even 3 higher than Fragapati. CTU, C2, the chief in command of the expedition, greeted in the sign Jehovah's name, which Fragapati answered, and by certain signals the ships approached and made fast with the esnars of both, singing and playing the same anthem, being 5 million voices and half as many trumpeters. Then C2 came near Fragapati, saluting, and the host stood in line so they could hear what was said. So after due ceremonies and acquainting each other with who they were, where they came from, and so forth, then C2 spoke, saying, I see you have your ship ballasted with the North Magnet. Fragapati said, this is only a 5 years dawn. And I teach my hosts how to ballast so they may better read the maps, roadways, stars, and suns. Of these, my hosts, 500 million, have become capable of being delivered into Ethereum, accepting cosmogony. I am providing for them so that that when they ascend, they may not be lost in the Ethereal worlds nor dependent on others. C2 said, what is the length of the serpent? Ragged Patty said, let me make the letters bigger.
There you go.
Yeah. Ragged Patty said 7 1/8. C2 said, what is the length of the serpent? Ragged Patty said 7 1/8 Hoyt Tumu. And he asked C2 what distance he had come from his home. And C2 said 1,412,832 Hoyt Tumu. Verse 5, how long is your journey yet before you? C2 said 500,000 years. Then Ragged Patty inquired as to how many star worlds C2 had so far passed on his journey. And C2 said, we have passed 20,000 star worlds, some smaller than this red star, some 10,000 times larger. Some of them yet liquid balls of fire, some newly crusted over. Some with atmosphere, water, earth, and minerals, yet not separated but boiling, seething, whirling. Some firm and just entering the age of Simu, and some old and worn out. And we passed one that had become barren as the living creatures. And the God through whose pastures it passed dissolved and dissipated it before us, having invited billions of guests to witness the scene. Verse 6, of atmospheric worlds we have passed more than 90,000, some of them larger than the vortex of this red star, and capable of providing homes to trillions of inhabitants, and yet on many of them there were no people. Verse 7, it says, thus they discoursed on the size and wonder of Jehovah's kingdoms, but their numbers and descriptions only the gods themselves could comprehend. They were so vast, and when they had nearly concluded, C2 himself, an eon, now an eon is a traveler, remarked, verse 8, the mortal desires to become a spirit, then the mortal desires to become a spirit, then his ambition is to become an Etherian, next an Orion, next an Irvanian, next an Oatian. Wow, so they eventually want to aspire to become an Oatian. I'm just stopping for a moment. Let me see. An Oatian is an angel who had maintained to wisdom and power to make worlds. So here's an order here. It says an Orion. It says the mortal desires to become a spirit. Then his ambition is to become an Etherian. So it's saying it's way higher than an Etherian word. It's a higher elevation than Etherians. It says next an Orion, next an Irvanian, next an Oetian, and then to travel as eons in the surveys of magnitudes, but those ahead still call to us to hasten, because the glories ahead are still more surpassing in magnificence. Listen to this, man. It's saying that there's something way more than Etherians. Now, explain that. Can you explain that?
Well, Creator is marvelous. It's always an upward, onward, and outward journey, you see. And like I was trying to correlate with you, this Ra is would equate to an eon on the sixth level, because they're all according to Ra, there's only like 2 more levels left, and that is the 7th and 8th level. So you can see we got a long ways to go yet.
So, wow, there's something above Nirvana?
No, it's in it's in there there's Nirvanian host, right? But it's all in Nirvana, right?
Uh-huh.
So he's traveling through the Nirvanian systems, you see, going
Uh-huh.
onward and outward. Actually, I think he's looking for worlds that are ready to be populated, much like Seth Santis did when he came here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when he gets back to his home system again, and what is like another 500,000 years, he's going to report as to which worlds are ready for Simu and which are not. Then Creator is going to be contacting the gods in that region, and they're going to set up Earth-like environments for humans, or human-like, like us,
Uh-huh.
capable of understanding Creator.
Mm-hmm. Now, I got a question in my mind. Now, the video was talking about Ra. Ra. Someone was having a dialogue with Ra. Now, isn't Ra a name for a deity?
Well, yeah, Ra is the name of a deity, but he took the vibrational name, right? Because Ra is light, kind of like the light of the sun.
Where does it say that?
That's in your Egyptian mythology.
Egyptian mythology.
Yeah. But light is also synonymous with Creator,
Uh-huh.
you see.
Yeah.
So that's why he took that name.
So Ra means creator. And
No,
what
no,
is the
no. Such like Ormazd, right?
yeah.
Light, the master light.
So who was the inspiration behind Egyptian mythology?
Actually, Ra says he was. They tried to contact the Egyptians, but they started worshiping creation instead of the Creator. And this is where they screwed up,
Uh-huh.
you see.
So the creator, so you're the the well, okay, excuse me if I'm gonna ask some dumb questions here, okay? I,
Oh, yeah. Hey,
I
there are no dumb questions.
yeah, yeah, I believe that. Or I might be redundant until I get it, but at least anyone listening will be able to learn off what I'm gonna ask. Now, you're saying that the Egyptian mythology that it goes back to the light. Is that correct?
Correct.
Now the light is the creator.
Correct.
Now I do recall reading where the creator said he did use deity worship to reach reach men. You remember that?
Yeah.
And this is one of those cases where he is using, like you said, he's using the name light so that the Egyptians can understand, that they can understand him.
Correct.
Now Ra comes from who? Ra means light, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. Ra means light. Will it say that on the internet? It would.
It should if you type in Ra
All right.
and look through Egyptian mythology.
That's pretty interesting. And it means light. Ra is the Egyptian word. Okay, sun. Now, it's a solar deity. A solar deity.
Yeah, you see, like I say, the Egyptians mistook what Ra was teaching them and started worshiping creation, the sun, instead of creator, the
Oh, okay.
light.
So kind of like what the error of other, like Brahmin and Buddhists and Mohammedans and Christians did.
Correct.
Ah, they got into deity worship.
Right.
Interesting. Egyptian mythology. So this was trying to show the um, Egyptian mythology was trying to teach the Egyptians what again? Spiritual realities.
Yeah, teaching about creator.
Uh huh. When did you learn
But,
this?
hmm?
When did you find this out?
Well, I read some of the raw material, so I was
Uh,
acquainted with it when I believe it was Asenath put that up. So I was
oh,
a bit
interesting.
acquainted with it.
Uh huh. I'll be damned. Hey, Jamia. We got Jamia in the room. Peace, love, and light, sister. Good to see you. So that's interesting. So, Ra, Egyptian mythology, huh? Taught about spiritual realities. And what things was it revealing spiritually? It was revealing what we just read, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Where does Ra come in what according to what we just read?
Okay. Uh, Ra, he named himself because of the vibrational frequency associated with creator,
Ah,
you see.
very, very interesting. Ace and I found that?
Yeah. It's up there. You've seen the video, and then you asked me to explain the dialogue. Go to that dialogue so I
Right.
can see if I can explain it uh,
Okay.
in this in this video.
Okay. Man, Ace and F, you pretty damn scary, man. Getting this information. Okay, let's find it. Let's find it. Man, how do people get to that level, man? It takes all those years? Do you have to be wired differently to get that information? Huh.
Well, basically, you have to be a seeker, looking for creator.
Yeah. But man, that's like, wow, oh man, that's really something else. I find a lot of women are like that. They got this magic to them that they can think like that. They can make all these connections. Let's see. Now, Am I going too far here?
Yep.
It's
No, I
not
don't
too
think
far
so.
down.
I think it's further down.
Oh, really?
I think. I'm not sure. I know it was in there somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me see. Now it was you posted it. Now where? Let me see something. Let's see if we can do it quicker. No, that's not it. Hey, you're gonna have to do it by memory, Dave. I'm having a hard time trying to find it. The conversation was between Ra and somebody else.
Yeah. The lady was channeling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
Yeah.
Sorry if I'm shouting. Hey, I just seen that and tick, there it is.
All right, that's all right. Okay, so let me
There it is
delete
right
this.
there. Questioner. No.
I'm deleting my comments.
Oh. Oh. I thought you were going to delete the whole thing.
No, I'm just let me see.
Okay, there it is.
So the
Okay.
questioner was channeling the whoever they were talking to.
Yeah. The questioner is questioning Ra, who is speaking through a clairvoyant who's not aware of what's going on at this point, like a medium.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Question. Can you tell me who was responsible for transmitting the book OAHSPE? And just go down just a little bit more, if you can. There you go. It says, I am Ra. This was transmitted by one of the Confederation Social Memory Complex status, whose idea, as offered to the Council, was to use some of the known physical history of the so-called religions and religious distortions of the cycle in order to veil and partially unveil aspects of the primal distortions of the law of one. Now, all names can be taken to be created for their vibrational characteristics. The information buried within has to do with a deeper understanding of love and light, and the attempts of infinite intelligence, which is another name for creator, through many messengers to teach, learn those entities of your sphere. So what Ra is saying basically is either the Orion Council or the Nirvanian Council came up with this, and it was sanctioned by the higher council, who have control over worlds such as Earth and the teachings thereof, you see. So Ra is confirming that OAHSPE is from the higher source. You see. And only higher source would know higher source. Because a lower source, such as the entities of Earth, who haven't got to the second resurrection, and unified to help their brothers and sisters, they wouldn't have this information to begin with. They'd be talking about self and whatever God they followed. Now, go down a little bit more. Okay. Have there been any other books that you can name that are available for this purpose that have been given by the Confederation? Ra says, we cannot share this information, for it would distort your discernment patterns in the future. You may ask about a particular volume. So what this is saying is there have been and are many books out there given by the Confederation, but how it's presented is to the level of the receiver, you see. And to go through all of them would take quite a bit of time, and that would just mix us up more. So that's why he's not sharing that information, because it would distort our discernments. You see? Okay. Now, the questioner asks about the Urantia book. Now, I've read a little bit of Urantia, but it did not resonate with me at all, so I quit reading it after a while. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, probably why it didn't resonate is right here. Gotta go up just a little bit. Oh, no, down, too far. Okay. Get to where it says, okay. This was given by a series of discarnate entities of your own earth planes, the so-called inner planes, which probably he's saying are of the first resurrection. This material was not passed by the council. So you see, these are entities speaking on their own behalf on, whichever God they're trying to promote, which it seemed to be more Christian than anything else, with a smattering of other religions in it. But these entities were not second resurrection. Even they were first resurrection.
So, what books can we know that the council has passed?
Well, I would say the raw material was passed, because this being, I believe, is OTAN. much like C2, a traveler. And the reason I'm saying that is because he knows about the councils. He knows about the Nirvanian councils, and he knows about the Orion councils. Now,
So
on the last one here, the Edgar Cayce material. Who spoke through Edgar Cayce? Now here's a catch right here. Ra says no entity spoke through Cayce. So the question is, where did he get that information from? Ra says, as we have explained before, that the intelligent infinity who brought into intelligent energy from the eighth density or octave, the one vibrational sound complex called Edgar, used this gateway to present, to view the present, which is not the continuum of your experience, but the potential social memory complex of this planetary sphere. Your people term the Akashic Record or the Hall of Records. So he got that from the records of the libraries in heaven. You see.
I see. Yeah, yeah. But it was given to him by an angel.
No, he went there and physically read the records.
Okay, I see. Because
And he was speaking as he was reading the records.
Yeah,
but
because
as it says here, it's not in our continuum. So he was reading records, but not necessarily this Earth records, but maybe how do you say, a different dimensional Earth or a parallel Earth to our Earth.
Yeah, I see. Sounds like he was taken to a place in the future, or he was taken to one of the libraries, and they opened up this information to him.
Right. Correct.
Really going ahead in time, and being allowed to look back to
Correct.
our reality, and therefore tell us the things that were soon to come. So now
I've read quite a few of Edgar Cayce's books, and I find a lot of truth in them, but not absolute truth. But there's definitely more truth in that than I found, like, in the Bible.
What is the law of one?
It's also called the Brotherhood of Light. These are light beings that spread Creator and Creator's laws. The law of unity, as opposed to the law of chaos, which is self-seeking and Romanius.
And Romanius is allowed to go on until a little while longer, isn't it?
Oh yeah, because without evil, you're not going to know how good is.
Right. Very, very interesting, man. Very interesting.
And at the I'm going to this is pure speculation on my part, but when the scroll is rolled up, like they say in the Bible,
Yeah.
and a new universe is going to come into being,
Mm-hmm.
and Creator's going to take all this information that he's garnered from all the sparks he sent out, which is us, in this supposed separation, right? But the separation is the illusion, because we are all from Creator, we are all one,
Mm-hmm.
right? But we choose to view the separateness instead of the unity,
Mm-hmm.
you see.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to take all this information and create a brand new universe.
Mm-hmm.
This would be, I want to say, like in the Hindu, the day and the night of Brahma, which is like, I don't know, millions and millions of years. I'm not good with timelines, but I tell you who is. Brother Sela, Shalom, and Brother Cosmon Cali got them timelines right down. And
Mm-hmm.
you'll notice that those timelines of the Hindu calendar, the day and night of Brahma, correspond very well with the Mayan calendar,
Mm-hmm.
because both of them seem to be sun-based instead of lunar-based.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that about does it on that one. But I'm still going to try to go through that synopsis and equate that and throw up a PDF on that sometime in the future.
I see. I see. So the significance of a solar based and a lunar based calendar is what?
Well, for example, the Mayan calendar uh, goes through ages, and you can either go backwards or forwards. And it was based on 360 days and 5 holy days called Vayeb. So you've got 365 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And every 4 years, right, there was a 6th Vayeb, which would correspond to our leap year,
Mm-hmm.
you see. So the Mayans had it down, and so did the Hindu people.
So far as the accuracy,
Yeah, as to the accuracy of the
movement of the planets.
solar, the movement of the movement and the how you say it, the tilt of the axis of the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You see.
So when we understand the behavior of the planets, then we can foretell the future.
Yeah, this is what the book of cosmology is all about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I've been reading that a little bit, and it certainly tells you that everything is cyclical, and the little time that I've been able to read it, it's really I mean, I get that. I really get that. I really believe it's telling us that we are in a time where the aging, we're in a time of aging. You know what that is, right?
Oh yeah. There's two of them. There's AG and there's GA.
Yeah,
One is, well, actually, there's three. I almost forgot the nebulae or
yeah.
nebula, which is like total darkness.
But these entities, aren't they like free floating? They're not they're not cyclical.
No, they are definitely cyclic because everything has a cycle.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I know that the OAHSPE, yeah, it does say that. It does say that. It has a map, it shows you a map where things after so many years they come back, events like peace, war, light, and I can't remember the other, but the doesn't the Mayan calendar didn't it end?
No, yeah, well,
Well, it doesn't
they
matter.
they
It goes
they
backwards and forwards, right? So it's predictive and it's historical.
yeah, there was a thing that it was supposed to end in 2020 or something like that. 2020. It was supposed to be the
Yeah.
end of the Mayan calendar.
Oh, look here, man. Look here.
Now,
Let,
uh,
let,
eh,
let me interject for a second. I got brother Daryl in here, man. Daryl Cosman is just joined the chat. Hey, bro, it's good to see you, man. What
hey,
took you so long?
brother Daryl,
Yeah,
hit the link and come on in the studio with
yeah.
us.
Hold on a second. Let me put the link up, man. What took you so long, bro? Hold on. Let me put the link in. All right, man. Oh man, this is gonna be good, man. Come on in, brother. Let's see if he'll come in. He might have just checked in to say hi. Might have dropped back out. Hey, Dave, this is all very interesting, man. This is all very interesting. I mean, or wait a minute. He says, "My apologies. I'm not able to join at the moment. Can you give me half an hour?" Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, absolutely. We're here every day. So if you can't make it today, then just see if you can check in at any other at another time. It's good to have you here. Glad you're here. Certainly could use you. So wow, this is all very interesting, Dave. Man, I feel like a young babe, man. I mean, all this knowledge, you, Asenath, Elijah, wow, man. It's like it's really heavy on me in the sense that, well, it's just a beautiful thing, man. So it seems like all the hard work has been done. I mean, we got this time, we're in the Cosmic era. We certainly see that the fraternity of the kingdom of God on earth is on this, well, it's already, I think it's in this embryonic stage. We know it's going to sweep the earth.
Oh
We
yeah.
know we know there's a harvest in 2020 or 2049. Um, I think that I wonder if did the Mayans say anything about a World War III? When I talk about World War III, I have to be honest, man. I can't really care much. You know, I can't really. I'm not. A scary type of brother anymore. Uh, but I don't want to make mistakes in my thinking, and I'd like to know what is ahead for us to the best of my knowledge. And I also don't want to mislead people. That's what I really don't like that, man. Like what the sister posted. Now you're turning me on to uh, about Ra and how really it just means light, and how the creator, he uses names to bring the light, and then on our level sometimes we think it's a deity and we run from it, and I hate making mistakes like that, man. And but I guess it's got to be that way. But
Well, you know these earthbound entities, they're going to take any name that pleases them, even the
yeah,
creator's name.
yeah,
It
yeah,
says
yeah,
so in OAHSPE.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we have to discern what they're talking about. We got to
I love it, man.
we've got to look with our hearts, you
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
into what is being said
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
instead of the name of whoever's saying it.
Right, 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 right. Man, I'm getting schooled, man, and I love it. I love it. You get freed up to read whatever you want now, and then let your spirit decide what you can hear.
Yeah, let your spirit discern what the message is.
Yeah,
If it resonates, it'll resonate. If it
right,
doesn't resonate, then you know it's not for you.
right, 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 right. Your brother's sending you a greeting, man. Daryl.
Oh yeah, I see him. Peace, brother.
Yeah, brother. I'm really honored to have you joining me in my room, bro. I really appreciate you sharing with me what the things that you learned. I cannot thank you enough, man.
Well,
I,
it's creator. You know, it's all
right,
creator.
right,
I'm just a simple little messenger. That's all. And
right,
what we do is we help raise up brothers and sisters.
right, right, right. I love it, man. Truly, truly. So,
You were saying something about the Mayan calendar ending. Well, just like at December 31st, our calendar ends, right?
right, right, right,
Then what happens? We got a new calendar. Instead of 2023, it's 2024.
right.
Same way with the Mayan calendar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not ending, it's the ending and a new beginning of a new
Right.
calendar cycle.
Mm-hmm.
However, the Mayans are not here uh, anymore. Maybe I'm not going to say ain't here anymore. There are remnants of them left. Uh, and
Is it?
I don't know whether or not they still practice, uh, you know, their ways. I kind of hope they do because their ways were of creator.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a weird type of question. What should I do with this gift of astrology that I have?
Well, use it to the best of your ability. Creator will uh, you'll know through creator whether you're speaking right or wrong.
Mm. Hmm. I see. I see. Yeah, so man, I'm glad, um, I have you been in the Radiance anthology? Have you been reading it?
Oh no! I've just got my big blue OAHSPE, and I've got my standard copy on the computer.
Uh
But I do believe that if they have a PDF out on it, I'll get it in PDF form.
hmm Man, I
Because
mean,
it's a lot less expensive that way than to get a whole book shipped. And if Creator wants me to go somewhere else, right? Uh, I don't want to have to take a lot of stuff with me.
I'm telling you, man, they send it to you free. I found out about it when I got the OASPE. They give you some information saying if you want this, let us know. We'll send it to you. They send it to you free of charge, and it's a big book.
Oh,
It's probably bigger than the OASPE.
oh yeah,
And when I got it, I started reading it. I said, I don't see no anointing on it. I don't want to read stuff where, I don't want to read no Christian stuff. I don't want to sound vulgar, but I was like, man, I don't want to read no Christianity where people get up there and they start speaking their mind and what they think. I don't want no more of that, man. I'm tired of it. I want the esotericism that I think comes from the light. You know, I don't want to sound harsh, but I've been beat up. I've been around the block so much, man, and I'm tired of being in a whole bunch of error and, deception. And I really want the light, man, And so I put it away. I opened it. I read a little bit. I said, I don't feel it. That's a shame. This big old book. And then the sister posted what she did, and I said, wow, basically talking about the earthbound vortex and the effect that it has on us. And that made me pick it up again and look at it differently and see that it's got an anointing on it. And now here you're saying you really blessed me in the sense that breaking a bondage that I'd been under so far as, and I think a lot of people are under this too, where you get tied to tradition. You get names can throw you let names throw you off, because you're not familiar with it. Like with Ra means light, and the OAHSPE, it does say that the Creator, just like that scripture I read all the time about what does it say? It's Acts 17 where it says that, and it's concerning worship, and it says, now I know you don't subscribe to the Bible. I can dig that. I just refer to it every now and then because it says it in a way that is, it makes my point for me better than if I were to try to explain it. But it says that the times of this ignorance, so far as our worship of idols of woods and stone, and I know included in that is man-made worship. It says the times of this ignorance, God, he winked at it. In other words, he let it slide in order to teach man truth. He said, but the times of this ignorance, he finished with that. That's all done. That's all over and done with now. In other words, he commandeth men everywhere to repent now. And I think that that's the truth. I think that the time of our ignorance, he winked at, but now he's saying, hey, I want you to come out of that deception now. That's why when I was looking at that video she sent, and the dude said it was a deity, I shut down. I
yeah.
shut down. It shut me down, and but it's frustrating. The fact that he would use that word, that kind of, you know, that messed me up. So
Well, let me tell you, when when a lot of these debates go on, you see, the Israelites and whoever's on usually get Osiris mixed up with Osiris.
Yeah. There are two of them, isn't
And
there?
they can't understand the two different they're two different people. That Osiris, the one that started their Egyptian Kemet or Hemet or whatever it was working under the false god Anohasaj. They couldn't, or deity. You see, they couldn't understand that, and the difference between Osiris, who came and tumbled over these whole bunch of false gods' throne, like Utea, Devias, and all them guys. And they don't get the differentiation. So I can see where the names will sometimes throw a person off. So this is why you've got to read with discernment.
Right.
You got to check out exactly what they're saying. Now, from what Osiris did, he did a pretty good thing in a way about teaching the Egyptians about how to get out of the body and view the heavens. You see, in astral. But where he messed up is, like I say, he was working for Anahassaj. But he did good because instead of destroying everything, like the other two was doing, he was building. And you'll see that Creator used that, what he built, for good.
Well, didn't he teach Thoth how to build the pyramid?
Yeah. Not only did he teach him, what materials to use, I think he kind of aligned them, psychically. Because you can't put a dime between those stones.
Yeah.
Not one thin dime.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
So, like I'm saying, I'm thinking he used his knowledge of create and ooze to melt, I don't want to say weld those stones, but put them so close together you can't get a dime in between them.
Yeah. And the big deal about the pyramids is, don't they line up with some sort of energy?
Yeah, I'm thinking they line up with the star, a star system, but I'm not sure exactly which star. Whether it's Orion.
Before I forget, can I interject something before I forget?
Sure.
We had free energy technology, didn't we?
I believe we did at one point in the first creation, or the first civilization, way back in the time of Thantes, and they said there was a first civilization where we had all the appurtenances and more than we have now. And things started going downhill from there, and this was just before Af came and sank Pan.
because we were listening.
There's a reference to that in OAHSPE,
Uh-huh,
of the
uh-huh.
first civilization.
Yeah. I saw where we were in our first days. We were taught to live in communities and cities, and it seems to imply that you needed to have some form of energy for cities and communities to be a city and community.
Yeah.
And and you know what? Now say I'm thinking, yeah, I have to think. I mean, they have videos on people who know how to access free energy now in our day. Now that I think about it, there are also scientific models that show you how we do have access to free energy, but of course, the the um, the system that we live under is not going to allow that. Of course not, because you can't tax it, and it'll destroy corporations. And I hear that one of the big automotive companies, they bought the patent for some guy who figured out he figured out how to run an engine on like water or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
them guys are out there, man. But as soon as they come out, man, they get bought out. But I don't know. I just
Well, either they get bought out or they get killed.
yeah,
Because there
yeah,
was a fella that I read about somewhere in I think it was Africa.
yeah. I think we might be talking about the same thing.
Yeah, that created a vehicle that ran off
Yeah,
I think it was hydrogen or something,
yeah,
but separated
yeah,
hydrogen and
yeah,
oxygen and made a car run on it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they couldn't buy him out because he wouldn't take money for it.
yeah,
So they
yeah,
ended up killing him, and they took his they took and destroyed his work, and
yeah,
took all his papers and whatever on it, and you ain't going to see that again.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And this is the I want to say that Illuminati or Bilderbergers or something like them guys.
Yeah.
The people who control the money, who control or attempt to control us.
Uh, uh, yeah. Well, we in the Cosmic era now, and I expect much. I mean, this type of information to explode.
Oh yeah,
You know.
it will eventually. Hopefully,
Yeah.
the things are good. Just going to keep going onward and upward and outward.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can find something. I want you to get a kick out of this, man. I want you to get a real kick out of this. I love this, but I haven't. I'm trying to put together a PowerPoint presentation, and but I did not add this. I didn't include this. But let me see if I can find it. So I know you've read it billions of times. Let me see if I can find it. I ain't gonna give it away until I find it. What I'm looking for. It's a real blessing, man. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, let's see if I did it right. Let's see. Okay, nothing. Not giving me nothing. Okay, nothing there. Let's shorten it. See if I can find something. I might not be able to find what I'm looking for. Anyway, it mentions in the OAHSPE. I just have to give it away. It says, I'm not going to be able to find it. It says that we will be able to make inanimate objects walk and dance.
Yeah, that's yeah. I went through that one. Yeah, and actually, that's already came to pass in I want to say 1848 or shortly thereafter.
Hey, look, I got Daryl up, man. All right. Hey, brother, peace, love, and light to you, man. Good to
Hey,
see you, brother.
hey, can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah, what took you so long, bro?
man, I wish. Hold on, I gotta. Oh man, I wish I had an excuse for you that was valid enough for you to accept. But no, I've been. No,
Hey, brother, it's all good, man.
No,
I'm
it's
just
all good.
glad
I've
to see
been.
you,
Yeah, you too, brother. I've been peeping the channel. I just hadn't subscribed because you pop up on my For You page on YouTube, and I'll be peeping into
man.
your videos, but I never subscribe. And I when I clicked on it today, I said, oh, I never subscribed to the brother channel. So I hit the subscribe button today and to let you know, man, that I've been checking you out. I've been seeing what you've been doing.
Oh man, I appreciate you, brother, man. I need all the help I can get. I'm just a brother trying to run, man. I'm trying to run for my life, you know.
Yeah, honestly, I'm pretty sure that me and David Long ain't no different than that. I'm just another brother too, trying to understand what's going on in this universe, because there's a lot going on that is on the other side of the veil that we wear, and the veil that we wear is a veil that man wants us to conform to, and doesn't want us to see beyond. They don't want us to see beyond that, and so there's always a limit that they have to place over us in order to keep us under control and to keep our minds only going so far. You know,
hmm Hey,
yeah.
brother, before you go on, that do you have a link that I could add? I'm trying to gather y'all's links to other brethren and put them in the description area so
I
that
don't. I don't have a channel myself, or at least one I've started. I do.
okay.
If you look on Malachi, I think his is. I'm not really familiar with how to grab somebody's handle, but I think
I got
Malachi.
him. I got
Huh?
Malachi.
Yeah. His is honor, humility, and then I believe brother Selah Shalom is
Yeah, I got him too.
it survives, and then you got Cosmon Cal TV. You got that one.
I don't know. What's his link?
It's
I
if
got
you
I got to get his link.
Cosmon Cal TV. Let me give me a moment.
Yeah, if you got it, put that in the chat so I can add his too.
Uh,
I'm trying to gather everybody's links so that brethren can choose their flavor.
I'm trying to figure out how to grab. Okay, here's the link. I'll just give you the link from the URL. I know there's a
Yeah,
link on here
yeah,
where you can
yeah.
grab
That'd
that.
be cool.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't know if I don't have a ranch. I don't know if it'll let me. Let me see. There it is, right there.
You can put it in the chat, and then I can
Yeah.
copy and paste it from there. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good.
That's Calvin's. Yep.
That's good. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so I can go ahead and add that. I'm trying to gather the links. I want to bring brethren together, man, and you know be one big fat happy fellowship. you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep working on it, man. Work on it.
Yeah, I'm trying, brother. I'm trying, man. Hey, you got a word for us, brother?
Say it again.
I said you got a word for us.
Oh, that was my word when I came in. It was talking about what I was talking about man.
Right,
Over the
right. Oh,
airwaves.
okay.
I was just speaking.
Uh-huh.
I do want to give a shout out to David Long, man. It's been a while since we last talked. I think we talked like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, had a good phone conversation. I remember that. So, loving like,
Mhm.
for talking to you and meeting you in that fashion, brother. No, I really don't know what to what to holler about. Just, I'm just joining the conversation, seeing what y'all talking about. Man, I can just piggyback, on what y'all doing.
What you think about tomorrow, man?
Is that the eclipse tomorrow?
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I don't like to be the superstitious type, but it's interesting the type of things that people pick up on these events, you know. And I remember the one that happened 7 years ago. You know, it did that whole cross, you know, path through America, you know, and then they was talking about how 7 years later that this was going to complete that cross that, you know, that the path of the eclipse makes. And you know, I really, you know, I keep a close eye on stuff like that because I don't, like I said, I don't like to be superstitious, but sometimes you just
Mhm.
never know. So I like to be open to it. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So you familiar about the path, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was watching videos back then about how you know, it was crossing the path was crossing certain cities or landmarks that were like biblical, you know, and I just thought that was really interesting. And
Mhm.
then, you know, this path here completes the X that is gonna put on the United States. So, you
Right,
know, I
right.
just looking at stuff like that. But, you know, it's stuff that, you know, I don't really know what to believe. I don't want to say these things like, oh, you got to believe it. But all I'm saying is just, you know, it's just interesting the information that people found on it. You know, and I just like to sometimes, you know, I don't want to rule it out, but I just keep a close watch on it.
Right, right. I see. I see. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I try to keep my mind open. You know, I've
Yeah,
been beat up enough, man. You know, I've been beat up enough in my journey. You know, thinking that this was it, that was it. You
yeah,
know, the
yeah,
pet rads. You know,
yeah,
the Revelation 12 sign, and so now I'm just, hey, man. You know, I'm just gonna keep on running. You know, and then just trying to share, give light, try to
right, right.
unite brethren, and do the simple things, and then just let everything else, just let the chips fall where they
Yeah,
may.
yeah. You got to keep exerting yourself to the full. I see you got your WASP open, so let's go ahead and go there. Since I'm
Yeah, yeah.
here, go ahead and go to Book of Wars, chapter 55, and read verse 6.
Okay, hold on. Book of
You got
Wars,
it.
chapter 55. All right.
55, I believe, is verse 6. You gotta exert yourself to the fullest. You know.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Book of Wars. Book of Wars. Book of Wars. Book of Wars. Okay. Chapter
Yeah.
what?
Chapter 55. It should be the last chapter in Book of Wars. Go to verse 6. Give me 30 seconds, man. I gotta go grab something.
Okay. 55. 55. Let me see. Book of Wars, chapter 50, 55, verse 6. Wait a minute. That's Esther. Is there a Book of Wars, chapter 55? I don't think there's, let me see, chapter. He
Okay,
said
I'm
Book of
back.
Wars, right?
Yeah, Book of
You said Book
Wars.
of Wars,
Yeah,
Book of
Book of Wars
Wars,
against Jehovah. Yeah, there should be a chapter 55, man.
Book of Wars. I wonder if this version, I wonder, let me see, Book of Wars right here. Book of Wars, chapter
I don't see you.
25.
Yeah, I don't see your screen. Oh, yo, hold up. I do see your screen. I'm just in the wrong window. Okay, hit Book
Okay.
of War. Matter of fact, hit Book of Lika because you'll be closer to it if you hit Book of Lika.
Okay,
Uh,
Lika,
26.
Lika
26.
26. Okay.
Yeah, then scroll up to Book of Wars 55 and read verse 6.
Oh, okay. Okay. Here you go. Let me make it bigger.
Scroll up. Yep.
Okay. Which one you want?
Verse 6. You were just speaking on that.
Okay. Verse 6. It says,
Yeah.
Jehovah had said to God, okay, Jehovah had said to God, his son, because one man cannot lift up the whole world, he shall not grieve, nor cease doing what he can. For his glory lies, and exerting himself
Himself
to
to the
the
full.
full. I like that.
Right, right. He spoke right. He was speaking to God, but that also applies to us. We ain't no different. You know what I'm
Right,
talking about? So
right.
one man can't lift the whole world up, man, but you keep on exerting yourself to the full because that's what's going to define you as a person, where you are, where you stand with yourself all the time. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then you being an inspiration to everyone else when people finally do get the light, when people finally do get the light from a time where they wasn't receiving it, they'll always look back at you and think of you, man, and say, man, that brother was always exerting himself to the full, no matter how much I didn't get it, just to get me here with myself. I'm talking about whether they are spirits, or whether they are mortal, still in life. I'm talking about. Matter of fact, that's in Book of Esra. What does that say? It's in Book of Esra. It says, as God is of the resurrection, so are Satan, hell, and the devil of the declension. All men on earth and all spirits of the dead belong to one of the two, either resurrection or declension. So either you're on the resurrection or you're gonna be on the decline. And so it's just a matter of where you stand with your soul by the work that you do. It's all about the work that you do, because when we serve others, that's the service of Jehovah. It's not to fall to our knees. It's not to put our hands up. It's not to slay a cow. It's not to slay a goat. It's not to eat meat and eat the entrails, and none of that. So go to Book of Esra, go to chapter 44, verse 14 and 15.
Okay, let me do it like you way you had me do, like okay, Book of Esra. You see, you want me to go to Book of Esra, right? No,
Chapter
I'm gonna go to
44. Chapter
okay.
44, verse 14 and 15. Check this out, man.
Okay, let me go to Book of Bond and then go up.
Right, because I'm like the last chapters. Yep.
Right.
So go up to 44 and go to verse 14, 15. This is so easy. Anybody tell you what does Jehovah expect us to do? This is the verse you take them to. This is what Jehovah expects of us throughout our life, man. Watch this. This is the answer.
Okay, now
Anybody
you
ask
want
you?
you right? Okay, run by me again. You want Book of Book of Esra. You want
Right,
Esra, right?
but go to Book of S. Go to Book of S and then scroll up,
Oh,
because
there,
see
yeah,
when
that's right. There you go.
yeah,
There you go.
and then scroll up.
Then
There
go
you go.
up.
Yep.
Okay, and then go to chapter 44.
Yeah. Verses 14
Okay,
and
chapter
15.
44, verses 14 to 15. Chapter
Yes, sir.
44.
Yes, sir.
All right. And every time somebody call me that, I say, hey, man, call me Yaquab, man.
Yaquab, okay. I'll keep calling you Yakub. Okay, Yaquab. Gotcha.
It don't matter. I know what you mean in spirit.
Look, I speak English, man. So if I see something funny, I can pronounce it. Don't expect me to get it right, but I gotta pronounce it.
Okay, 40 or oh wait a minute, verse 44 or chapter 44. Okay,
Chapter
hold on.
44.
All right. What verse you want?
14 and 15. This is the
14 and
service.
15.
14 and 15, brother, right here. This is as much as this is all the Creator asks of us, man.
Verse
Easy.
14. Verse 14, remember that all things are Jehovah, and you are his servants to help one another. Verse 15,
That's
and as much as you do these services to one another, so do you serve Jehovah, man. Look at that.
That's the service. He didn't say to slit a goat throat, sprinkle the blood on the altar, burn it up for my
Right,
sweet savior.
right.
He didn't say none of that, did he? Now to reinforce this verse and back that up, watch this. Go to Book of S. Go to Book of
Book of
S. I want you to go to Book of S. Matter of fact, it's hold on, I just had it in my
Book of
head. Book of
S.
S, chapter 17, verse 30, verse 21. Book of S 17, 21.
Book of S.
Yep.
Book S.
Chapter 17, verse 21.
Okay. Make this bigger. Book of S. Chapter. Book of S. Oh, shoot. Got to go back up. I clicked off of it. Hold on. Book of S, chapter 30. All right. Hold on
Chapter
a second.
17, Book of S. Book of S 17.
Chapter 17.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep scrolling. Yep.
Book of S, chapter 17. Chapter 17.
Keep scrolling. We're gonna get there.
Yeah, I got to figure out a better way to do this. Book of Esther 17.
But the way I like to do it is I like to zoom out and then hit the page button, and then zoom back in when I find the verse. Now don't zoom in no more. Zoom out to about 100%. Yep. Now use your page, your pagination button. Well, you can scroll from there too because the pages are larger now.
Okay. That's Esther.
Or I can just read it from memory.
You wanted 17, right? You wanted
Yeah,
17, right?
Yeah, 17.
Book of Esther 17. Okay. I'm close enough now. I can scroll to it. Okay, 17. What verse you want?
Verse 21.
Verse 21 and
There you
verse
go.
21. It says, God said, the words that come out of man's mouth, even though they profess prayers and repentance, are of little help before Jehovah. But the words that come out of good works done others raise them up are like the sound of a trumpet that
reaches beyond the stars.
Yes.
To serve you.
I love it.
To serve you is to serve the Creator, bro. For you to serve me is to serve the Creator. For Dave to serve us is to serve the Creator, bro. We doing the work. When we serve each other, brother, we do the work. When we build ourselves up, not to the liberty or jeopardize other people's liberty, we're doing the Creator's work, man.
Right.
When we adopt kids, when we adopt kids, instead of adopting cats and dogs, that's doing the Creator's work, man. Easy.
Yeah. We just did a study tonight out of the Radiance Anthology where it said that that's how you get up into the you get up into the ethereal realms. You get up into the third resurrection. You get further away. You come out of the influence of the earth by that's how you come up out of the earth's what's that word? You come out of the earth's
atmosphere.
Vortex, yeah.
Into the emancipated world. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's how you come up out of there. You go up out of there, your works, your desire to be selfless, to esteem your brother, have it in your heart to however you can serve your brother. Yeah. And that's how you come up out of the earth, like you said, the earth atmosphere.
Simple
as that, brother. You know,
simple.
I remember. You remember that?
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, you know, the moment you reach this light, that's when you become chosen.
Right.
That's what make you a chosen person. That's what make you a chosen person. Right. Go to Inspiration, chapter 11, verse 7.
Inspiration. Hold on a second. Inspiration. Okay, turn this down a little bit. Okay, Book of Inspiration. Now let me do it the way you said it. You said go to the. All right, let me find it. Inspiration is.
Yeah, your screen not moving for some reason.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I'm not sharing it. All right, let me see. Inspiration. Now you said I can use the numbers too, right?
Yeah, so go to Inspiration is 34. Hit that link. Hit that anchor link 34. Yep.
Okay, and then what do you want?
Yeah, use that page button. Go to chapter 11.
Okay. Wait a minute. Wait. Where? What? You see my cursor?
Yeah, it should be. I can't see. I can't see half the bar because it says live with StreamYard on my screen. It's covering it up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let me just do it the old way.
It's cool. We'll get there.
Okay. Which one you want?
Chapter Chapter 11.
Okay, chapter 11.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 11. All right. Chapter 11. Okay, what verse you want?
7.
Okay. It says, I am not exclusive, but I am
my
with
bad.
all my living creatures.
Correct. Now watch 8. 8 is the one I was thinking about.
Verse 8. It says, to those who choose me, practicing their all highest light, I am a shield and fortification against all darkness and against all evil and contention.
Yep. Yep. Now, if you want to know what it means to practice your all highest light, then you want to go to Discipline 8, Discipline chapter 8, verse 3.
This one, chapter 8, verse 3. Discipline, chapter 8, verse 3.
Hey, I know my OAHSPE.
Discipline, chapter 8, verse 3. Discipline, chapter 8, verse 3.
Yeah, you got to read all the way down to like number 8 or 9 or something like that. Yep, start at 3.
8, verse 3.
Okay. This is how you build yourself up and how you inspire others.
Discipline, chapter 8, verse 3. It says, many are also under the prejudice of old things or the influence of a neighbor or a spirit or their surroundings or the impulse of their own flesh and say, I too follow the highest light.
Watch
verse
this.
4. Verse 4, whereas they are in darkness altogether, nor do they know what is meant by the term highest light, often venturing an opinion or a vague surmise instead, and believing that they are expressing their highest light.
Mm-hmm.
For which reasons you shall explain that only facts well known or comparatively proven are light. Opinion
is
not
light.
Yeah, I remember this.
An opinion is not light. An opinion is not light, man. An opinion is not light. So when people tell you, when people try to kill your self-esteem and tell you what they think of you based on their opinion, it is your choice to either believe what they say or to look within your own self and know what you are and believe and have faith in you and the skills and the talents that Jehovah, the Great Spirit, has given you. Given you. You see what I'm talking about?
Right. Yeah, I do. Right.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
That whoever professes light must know the matter by his own knowledge.
See?
Love it, man. Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. It goes back to what Dave was saying. You have to know things empirically, man. You know, by experience, what your heart is telling you. So far as, like we were talking earlier about the he was talking about the Egyptian mythology and how Ra means light and how the Creator took on that name in order to reach the Egyptians to tell them about things of light. And I was sharing with him that like if you read the Bible, it talks about how, the Creator, matter of fact, he says in the OAHSPE that he had to use things like deity, and he suffered fallen gods and kings in order. He basically was saying that he could deal with even through them up until now. But like in the Bible, it says that, but now the times of that ignorance, God, he winked at, meaning the Creator, he winked at it, but now he command men everywhere to repent. Meaning it's all time for all that is over with.
Right. That's what we read. That's what we read in Book of S 17:21, where it said, God said, the words that come out of a man's mouth, although they profess prayers and repentance, are of little help before the Great Spirit.
Wow.
But the words that come out of good works to serve others, to raise them up, are like the sound of a trumpet that reaches beyond the stars. See, I just spit that to you from the dome.
Wow.
I just spit that to you from the dome.
Hey, brother, you blessed my soul, man.
You blessing your soul.
You bless my soul, brother.
Yeah, you blessed your soul from having me here. Guess what, brother? You bless my soul as well. You bless my
Well,
soul all the same.
that's the kingdom of God to me, brother. I wouldn't have it any other way, man.
Mm.
I wouldn't have it any. See, that's the kingdom of God, man. That blesses my soul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down, brother. I like to try to get on every day.
Yeah,
And
we can do something. Yeah, we can do something more formal. We can set something up more formal, interview style or however you want to do it. Just reach out to me. Let me know. I don't know if I got you on Facebook, but go ahead and hit it up as look up Daryl Cosmon. I'm on Facebook, man.
I think I do.
Okay.
Here's
Yeah,
my room.
send me a messenger. Send me a message on Messenger
Here's
when you get a chance.
my room. It's the link is in the description area. I have a little fellowship where
Okay.
if you
Oh, I see.
click on the link and then it'll bring you in. And what I try to do, I would like to use if a brother need to use my channel to, for any reason, I want to do that, or I want to do that where our brother wants to give a lesson to come in on my channel and say that you want to give a lesson
Yeah.
or anything, however they want to work it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use this channel for really like a gathering place, or for what if brethren want to do something. So you can let
Okay.
me know anytime, man. You want to share a word, then I'm open to anything.
Yeah, that's what's
You know,
up, man. That's what's up.
yeah, I'm certainly open, man. I search scriptures for you, read it. That's how I want to use this channel.
Yeah. All right. One more before you shut it down, because you mentioned about how false gods proclaims themselves to be the creator just now. So go ahead and
Okay.
go to Wars. Now go back to Wars 55. I had you at Wars 55 and read verse 6. Now I want you to read verse 7. Go back to Wars
Okay.
55 and read verse 7. You can go ahead and close it out with that one.
Book of Wars.
Or actually, or remember, go to actually click Book of Leka, because 55 is the last chapter in Wars.
Okay. And
Yeah, but
then
then just yep. So go to Leka and then just scroll it up. You'll be right there.
okay. And what verse you want?
Verse 7.
Verse 7?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Call me Yaiqua, bro.
Yaiqua. Yeah, I keep forgetting. Yaiqua, man.
All right. And then let me see, verse 7, we got, because the self gods have come against you,
Hold
they are
on.
against me.
Yes. Because the
Okay.
self gods are come against you, they have also come against me. Go ahead, read that.
Because the self gods have come against you, they are against me also. Because they have.
You gotta switch the tab.
Oh, see there? Dave and Ace of that, man.
That's how we got to help each other out.
Oh, they make me laugh. They always get on me when I don't switch. Okay, here we go. Because the self gods have come against you, they are against me also. Because they have assumed to be creators and thus proclaim themselves for their own glory. Just like what me and Dave were talking about earlier about Anuhasaj, I think, or Osiris. It says they shall have their they shall have their fill. It said before these times, false gods reckon. Look at that. They were content to proclaim their own names. But now, lo and behold, they have made up the Lord God as the creator. And set him up as a man on a throne to worship him.
Okay, now watch this. Hold up. Sorry. One more thing. Watch this. Now go open up the Bible. Go to you can go to either Bible Gateway or go to Blue Letter. And I want you to go to the first. Shoot, this is Isaiah 1:1. Hold on.
Isaiah 1:1.
6:1.
Isaiah 6:1.
Yeah,
Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1, King James Version.
Yes.
And see, in the year. Oh, I know where you're going. Yep. Hold on a second. I'm finding a good link here. Yep. Isaiah 6:1. Let's get the whole chapter there. All right. It says in the year, Isaiah 6:1, it says, in the year that King Uzziah died. Come on. What's changing on me? Okay. It says, in the year that Uzziah died, I saw the Lord sitting upon a throne. Yep. High and lifted up, and his train filled the temple.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. And then I think if you read verse 5 or 6, it's like a precept to verse 1.
And then said I, woe is me, for I'm undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King.
Have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.
Mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, man. You know, why do men do that, man? Why? That's the eternal question in my mind. That's the eternal question in my mind. But brother, man, I thank you, bro. Really, really bless my soul with those scriptures.
Now bless you, man. You
Really
bless me, brother.
So I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing to come on and share, brother.
I'll be checked in whenever you want. Go ahead, Dave.
Brother Daryl, I saw that your last video with the lions down there. You did real well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot to me coming from you, Elder. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
What did you talk about on the Lions Den, Daryl?
I did a Lions Den presentation called Let There Be Vortex. It's a spinoff of Let There Be Light from the Bible. Because without vortex, you won't be able to have the light. So why would it be let there be light and not let there be vortex? Huh? You need vortex first to create light, bro.
That's a pretty good point. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, man.
And then I broke it down and explained that the Bible, the Genesis story, creation story, does not give you the process. It does not give you the process to how a sun, a moon, and stars are created. It doesn't give you that. It just says, let there be light, and there was light. Come on now. That's it.
Yeah.
The light ain't the process, man. That's the end result. So where did you start from to get that? Starts with vortex. What does a vortex do? It drives things towards the center.
Right.
Drives things towards the center. That's how things became corporeal. They went from a spiritual gaseous to a corporeal state, something that's tangible that you can hold, touch, squeeze, throw, hug. You know.
I believe I pasted that link on your page there, Brother Yaquab.
Oh, to his Lions Den?
Yeah, to Lions Den from Daryl Cosman's last presentation to the Lions Den. Because I remember something about you saying something about, oh, why is this your last presentation? I said, it's not my last presentation. It's Brother Daryl's last presentation.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I thought it was you. All right. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, man. I really appreciate you, Brendan, checking in, man. And wow, man. You, brother, really blessed my soul. Really blessed my soul. Hey, Brother Elijah, peace, love, light to you. A-Snap, Nazarene. Wow. Want to give thanks to the Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, for the opportunity to try to be a light while I'm in this reality. Dave, throw up the peace sign.
Peace, brothers.
Peace, love, and light. Much love to all of y'all. Heavenly Father, Earthly Mother, want to give thanks. Pray that you count us all worthy to escape the things that man is doing to destroy himself coming upon the earth. Brethren, please, thank you so much for joining me. And until I see you again on video, peace be unto you. Shalom.